Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin is going to reopen at Magic Kingdom on April 8th, and during the previews that I was on, I made it my mission to get Galactic Hero. Since I failed, I'm instead going to talk about all the changes that have been made to the attraction, especially the finer details. I'm also aiming to teach you everything I learned while playing, including potential issues, so that you can have a better shot than I did at reaching 1,000,000 points and getting Galactic Hero. The first thing to understand is that the gameplay loop has changed. Targets now have to be hit in the dead center in order to get the full point value. And while that may sound the same as before, I can assure you that you have to be way more accurate. The blaster has a digital light that is always on, so you can constantly see where you're aiming. Another upgrade for the blaster was haptic feedback, so you can feel when you're hitting a target or when you're close to the center of one. This will also light up on the back as you are actually hitting the center of a target. Disney has also implemented a new tracking system on the score counter that indicates how many of the targets you have hit overall. This is the most important change, as you can get a target bonus for hitting lots of targets. Which brings up the next change. There are now 4 types of targets, indicated by different coloration on the new digital screens. The first is the regular target, which can have different point values depending on your active combo. The second is the white pulsing targets, which will double the value of the points of that target. The third are special rainbow colored activation targets that will cause a special effect. However, I have not currently seen any of these, which indicates that it is going to change that target to a fairly high value point since it is so rare. Also, I'm not really sure where these are because a lot of the parts are already moving. The final target type is a red pulse while fighting Zurg, which is another high value target. It's very fast though, so you have to be ready to hit any of the targets that light up. Technically, there's a 5th target type in the hyperspace room, but that's just a digital version of the regular target type. It is a bit easier to hit though. Your score at the end of the ride can be massively increased depending on the number of targets you hit. This is seen with the tracking system that I mentioned earlier, going through all the targets you hit and adding points for each one. This is a great addition since it can put you into the next rank if you fell a little short. The status board at the end of the ride has been flipped to show the rank starting with the Galactic Hero instead of ending with it. It has also been given a very literal glow up so you can easily read the full board now. Each rank has also been given a specific emblem that you can earn as you obtain it during your battle with evil. However, there is not currently a way to display it in the Play Disney app or something similar to that. Honestly, my only concern with the new targets and scoring system is that they require you to be really precise and don't really allow you to be shaking. Even if you have a steady hand, the ride itself can shift you off of the target and make you miss the dead center where you need to hit to get the full point value. Hopefully that's something that can still be adjusted before opening. As part of the new intro to the ride, you can learn with Buddy the Robot in the first room where the astronaut used to be. A bit annoyingly, you can actually hit targets in the next room, but your score won't increase until Buddy is off your monitor. Buddy's cool though. It's nice to see an original character added to a 27-year-old ride. Most of the rooms are the same visually, but there have been some changes. From my previews, most of the moving parts are working again after I'm not even sure how long, though some have actually stopped moving so that the new digital screens don't get screwed up. Hopefully that's fixed soon though. I would like some more movement going on in the ride. The spinning targets next to the people mover windows have been permanently disabled as far as gameplay goes. The batteries across from Zurg now have the targets below them as to not mess with the wiring for the new targets instead of the previous way, which was to have the targets on the batteries. An absolutely incredible change is the massive upgrade to the escape hatch between Zurg and hyperspace. Previously, this was a bunch of blank walls and a projector, but now it's a full room in its own right with a handful of targets to help you keep any potential combo for more points. There's even a new, well, animatronic seems a bit strong, but moving figure as you enter this room. There's also the hyperspace room, which has been completely revamped. It does remove my secret 50,000 point spot, but it's a massive upgrade that actually provides a decent way to get points, so it's an overall win, and it fully utilizes the 4K projector that was added last January. There are also a lot of minor details that have been changed. They're still redoing the main sign for the attraction, but that definitely seems to be getting a massive change based on the painter's tape. The standby queue has been expanded inside, while the lightning lane queue has been shortened. The silver metal dividers are gone, replaced with a more Buzz Lightyear colored wall. As far as I could tell, the planets as you move through the queue and any of the other signs haven't been changed at all. Unfortunately, Buzz was behind the curtain during every walkthrough I did, so I didn't get to see what changes they made there. But I could hear his voice from behind the curtain, which is definitely not the same as it has been for the last 27 years, or whenever they changed his voice last. An interesting change that is massively being missed by everyone is the coloring of the ceiling. Before, you could see the tiles that made up the ceiling and the damage from the humidity, but now they have been painted black, and some have even been given little stars throughout the building. Similarly unnoticed are the changes to the mural. The blasters and XP37 have been upgraded to match the new design, and to go along with that, either the rest of the paint was touched up, or the lighting was given an overhaul, as the colors now completely pop. I will mention that a similar change was done to the score counter mural as you enter the ride, with the new blaster design replacing the old one. The music throughout the ride has been changed, and that wouldn't be an issue for me if Buzz and Zurg weren't talking so much, so you can't really enjoy the Toy Story music when you're constantly having Buzz in your ear. They're not even in most of the scenes that they're talking in. I kind of left this towards the end because it's been a major talking point from the media previews last year, but the XP37 has been completely redesigned. It has been given a new Buzz Lightyear based color scheme, a new monitor, and new blasters that have red or green for each car. I do kind of feel like they could have had more colors just for a little more variety in the lasers so that you can actually track yours, but these do show up really well, so they kind of balances out. The gift shop was closed during the previews I went to, so we'll have to wait until the ride reopens, or at least the gift shop does, to see what's all changed in there. But we know for sure that Disney has completely redone the ride photos with a much higher quality camera, and point totals now being shown below the photo. I am hoping for an image more similar to the old one, just because the one they've shown ends up being kind of tall. Legitimately, I have added a lot of smaller details as I've been trying to write this closing paragraph. I'm still going to have to visit the ride when it reopens, since the Magic Band Plus effect has currently been removed, and I'm sure I missed some other details as well. Plus, I mean, it's my favorite ride. I'm gonna go ride it a bunch. Realistically, I'm going to do a full review of the ride soon, but I wanted to show some love for all the little details that will absolutely go unnoticed by the vast majority of guests. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then please make sure to like and subscribe so I can keep doing videos like these, as these detail-based ones are some of my favorites. Thanks again, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!